Hello, hello! Welcome to Cycle Synced Yoga. I'm Kirsten and we will be practicing together in our follicular phase. So get comfortable, find yourself seated on the mat. We won't need any props today, so ready to go. We're going to start with a grounding, then move into a sun salutation, and then embark on our asana journey together and finish off with a shavasana relaxation. So coming into your seat and creating a nice long spine, rolling the shoulders back and gently tucking in the chin, we will begin with our ujjayi breathing, placing a hand on the heart and a hand on the womb and the belly. And inhaling ujjayi and exhaling ujjayi. Inhaling, we pause, and exhaling, pause. Inhaling deeply and fully, introducing a pause at the end, and exhaling fully and pausing at the end. Continuing at your own pace, to your own fullness and capacity for 4 more rounds of breathing. Allowing the mind to sink into the breath. And welcoming the newness of our follicular phase on every inhale. And releasing any lingering feelings from our previous phase. One last cycle of breath. Again, slowly flutter the eyes open if you would like, or you can keep your eyes closed for our intro. Bring the hands back down, we round the shoulders up and around, creating full circles, beginning to awaken the body. And just introduce a nice warm up to get us going, active. Changing direction now and keeping that long, tall spine. Reaching through the crown. You can place your hands on your shoulders as well if that allows for more open circles. Bringing the hands down now and dropping the chin to the chest. Stretching out the back of the neck while we lengthen the spine. Keeping the shoulders back. Allowing the body to awaken into its spring, its inner spring. Bringing the right ear over to the right shoulder. Stretching out our left side body, which is our feminine side. Filled with nurture and love and flow. Slowly bringing the chin back towards the chest as we roll over left ear to left shoulder. Stretching out the right side, our masculine side, our warrior, our provider, our strength. And slowly now bringing the head back and creating gentle, full circles around. Integrating these energies and remembering that they flow simultaneously within us at all times. Changing direction. We are naturally an inner warrior and an inner goddess. And the next time your head is back at center, slowly rising the head up. And we bring our hands to heart center as we set our intention for today's practice. I like to keep it simple, easy for the brain to remember, even just a simple word. Closing the eyes and bowing in honor of this intention that you've set for yourself. Slowly rising the gaze back up, and we will now jump into our practice together. Starting at the front of the mat, if you'd like to join me there. Feet about hip width distance apart, and we root through the arches of the feet and really grounding down. Micro bending the knees, creating a long spine, and the palms facing forward. Here we stand in mountain pose, our warrior goddess pose, where we feel our roots sink into the earth and we remember our interconnectedness. Inhaling here as we rise the arms up, and exhaling, folding forward. Inhaling to rise up, and exhaling, folding forward, keeping the back straight and lifting the tailbone up. Inhaling, expanding the chest, and exhaling, we release into the fold, dropping the head down. Inhaling to come up, and exhaling, folding forward. Inhaling as we rise, we stay here for 4 Ujjayi breaths. Deeply inhaling and deeply exhaling, following your breath pace for 2 more rounds of breathing. Noticing your connection in your feet to the ground and the integrity that you hold in this posture. Inhaling one last time, and exhaling, we bring the hands down beside us. Beautiful. Coming into our sun salutation A here, which we'll practice together 5 times. Once I will guide, and demo if you would like to see this on your own, and then 4 times we'll do it together. So staying in your mountain pose, you can bring your feet a little bit further apart if you need to. Exhaling, we bring the hands to heart center, rolling the shoulders back. And inhaling, we rise the arms up. Exhaling to fold forward, hands beside the feet. And inhaling, we lift halfway. Exhaling, hands planted beside the feet as we hop or step back into plank. Rounding the elbows in as we lower the body down through chaturanga and push through to upward facing dog. Exhaling as we come into Downward facing dog now, and we stay here for 4 Ujjayi breaths. Grounding through the feet and the hands, keeping a straight spine and the tailbone pointed up. You can walk your dog if you'd like, or just staying still here for 1 more round of breath. As we inhale now, we look forward and step or hop to the front of the mat, and we inhale into our halfway lift, exhaling into forward fold, and inhaling, we rise up, and exhale, hands to heart center. So joining me now, if you were watching the demo, and we'll jump into 4 more rounds of Sun Salutation A. Exhaling, hands to heart center to begin, grounding through the feet, and inhaling, lifting the arms up. Exhale, forward fold, placing the hands beside the feet. Inhale, we lift halfway, and exhale, stepping or hopping into plank, lowering down through chaturanga and pushing up into downward facing dog. And exhale, we come into downward dog and staying here for 4 Ujjayi breaths. Keeping the spine nice and long, straight, and pushing the heels towards the mat. 2 more rounds of breathing. And as we inhale, gaze forward and step or hop to the front of the mat. Inhale halfway, and exhaling, coming into the full forward fold. Inhaling to rise up, and exhaling, hands to heart center. Inhaling deeply Ujjayi, and exhaling, tucking in the belly to fold forward. Inhaling to lift halfway, and exhaling, stepping or hopping into plank. Lowering down through chaturanga and inhaling to upward facing dog. Exhaling, pushing back into downward dog as we stay here for 4 Ujjayi breaths. Walking the dog or staying still and planting the 10 toes in the hands. Allowing the body to really rest here and bring the focus towards the breath. One last breathing. And as we inhale, gaze comes forward and step or hop to the front of the mat as we come into halfway lift. And exhaling to fold forward. Inhaling to rise up. And exhaling, hands to heart center. Beautiful. We'll do this 2 more times. Inhaling to rise. And exhaling to fold. Inhaling halfway. And exhaling, planting the hands beside the feet, coming into plank. Lowering down through chaturanga and swooping into down upward facing dog. Exhaling into downward dog. And we stay here for 4 Ujjayi breaths. Inhaling deeply Ujjayi, and exhaling deeply Ujjayi. One last full round of breath. And as we inhale, we gaze forward and step or hop to the front of the mat into our halfway lift. And exhale to fold forward, releasing the head down. Inhaling to rise up. And exhaling, hands to heart center. Last round here. Inhaling to rise the arms up. And exhaling as we fold, releasing the head. Inhaling to lift halfway. And exhaling as we step or hop into our plank, lowering down through chaturanga and lifting into upward facing dog. Exhaling, pushing backwards into downward facing dog as we stay here for 4 rounds of breathing. Rooting through the 10 toes and the palms. Long, straight spine and tailbone to the sky. One last round of breath. And as we inhale, gaze forward and step or hop to the front of the mat into our halfway lift. And exhaling, we fold forward, releasing the head. Inhaling to rise up. And exhaling, hands to heart center. And then releasing the hands down beside you into mountain pose. As we stay here for a brief moment to integrate. Wonderful. We'll now come into our asana practice. Starting here with warrior 2, stepping that right leg back, turning your foot outwards and having your back foot parallel to the short edge of the mat and really sinking into your warrior pose with your hips about facing forward and your ankle in line with your arch and keeping that knee over your ankle, the bent knee. Straightening out the arms, and then gaze over your right hand. We straighten that front leg as we inhale, and exhaling, bending into your warrior. Inhaling, straighten the leg, and exhaling to bend, grounding through the outer arches of the feet. Coming in dynamically one last time. Inhaling, keeping the spine straight and the hips stationed. And as we exhale, we stay here now for 4 ujjayi breaths. Really focusing on that connection of your feet to the mat and pushing, grounding through the outer edges of your feet. One last ujjayi breath here, deeply expanding the chest and the belly and exhaling. As we inhale, we come up and straighten the leg. You can drop your hands to take a brief moment, and we will turn the right foot in and the left foot out now, having the same position but on the opposite side. Bringing the arms out wide again and the gaze over the left foot and pushing through those arches. Beautiful. We inhale to straighten the leg and exhaling to bend into our warrior posture. Inhaling to straighten and exhaling to bend. 2 more times at your own pace. Keeping your upper body in a straight line. Beautiful. Coming straight one last time. And inhaling, exhaling as we stay here statically for 4 ujjayi breaths. If you feel your arms getting heavy, bring your focus to your fingers and your breath. Inhaling Ujjayi and exhaling Ujjayi. We have 2 more breathings. Your arms will make it. I believe in you. One last exhale, and inhaling, we release the posture. Beautiful. Stepping to the front of the mat, but we'll actually come into the middle as we enter into Warrior 3. This is a fun balancing one. You can watch one time as I will demonstrate if you've never done it before, or you can start with me right away. So grounding through the feet, and we'll bring the weight onto the left foot and kind of lift that right foot off. Engaging the left leg, and inhaling, we rise the arms up, and exhaling, we'll come off that right foot and bend forward. Engaging that back foot. And we inhale to come back to center. I like to keep the right foot hovered, but you can always place it back down. Exhaling, coming into the bend. And inhaling to come straight again. So we will do this statically for 4 Ujjayi breaths, and then we'll hold the posture for 4 Ujjayi breaths statically as well. So grounding through that left foot, lifting the right foot off the mat, engaging your left leg. Inhaling, we rise the arms up with a straight spine, and exhaling, we bend and balance, keeping those hip bones straight. Inhaling to come straight again, and exhaling to hinge forward, keeping that back leg as if it's trying to press onto a wall. Inhaling, coming forward. 2 more times at your own pace. If you're wobbling, that's totally fine. I actually am too. Inhaling and exhaling one last time, dynamically. Inhaling, coming up last time, and exhaling. Now we'll stay statically for 4 Ujjayi breaths. You can also swoop the arms back beside you with the palms facing up if that feels good. And really rooting through the arches of the feet and engaging that lower leg for balance. Keeping the gaze down towards the mat. Inhaling deeply Ujjayi. And exhaling deeply Ujjayi. One last big Ujjayi breath here. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale, slowly rising back up. Grounding down the foot and releasing the hands back down. We'll come into mountain pose to rebalance and integrate. Beautiful. Wonderful. So now we're going to do the same thing on the opposite foot. So grounding through that right leg now. Engaging your arches of your feet. And lifting the weight off the left foot. Inhaling, we rise the arms up with a straight, elongated spine. And exhaling, engaging that left foot and hinging forward with the hip bones straight. Inhaling to rise up. And exhaling to hinge, engaging both feet and both legs. Inhaling and continuing for 2 more breaths. Inhaling, coming up for the last time as we exhale and enter in statically, bringing the arms back with the palms up if that feels better for you. And really grounding through that right foot, the big toes, the pinky and the heel. And really pushing through that back foot, engaging both legs to keep your balance. Creating space between the ears and the shoulders. Deeply breathing Ujjayi. One last breath here. Inhale deeply Ujjayi, expanding the chest. And exhale, tucking in the belly for strength. And inhale, we come straight up again. And exhaling, we can now release the posture. And we'll rest here in mountain pose to integrate and recenter. Beautiful. All right, so we'll step into the front of the mat now as we go through a flow. Inhaling to rise up, exhaling to fold forward, inhaling to lift halfway, and exhaling, slipping or hopping into downward dog, stretching out that back. Ooh, that feels good. Long, nice spine. Staying here for 2 more Ujjayi breaths. Beautiful. On your inhale, lowering the knees down into tabletop as we set up for my favorite, cat-cow. Hips over knees and elbows over your shoulders over your wrists, and the hands are nice and wide and planted. Beautiful. Inhaling as we round the spine, bringing the gaze up last. And exhaling, lowering the gaze back down and arching the spine vertebra by vertebra. And we'll continue at our own breath pace. Feel free to bring in your own flow. If you want to take your hips back, round them over to your right side and forward, over to your left side and back around towards your heels. You can do that as well, or any other movement that you feel really called in your body. And just allow this to happen organically and syncing with your breath. Really allowing your breath to guide your movement and feeling that inner body connection. When you find yourself in a neutral position, we will just bring our knees together and our toes together and place our bum in between our heels, thumbs on the waist, pointing back, lengthening the spine, tucking in the chin, keeping the gaze forward, and feeling the strength in this posture. So simple, yet so powerful. Bringing your awareness to your Ujjayi breath. We stay here for 2 more rounds of breathing. allowing your body to fully relax and receive your love, and yet at the same time feeling all the strength in the universe, all the confidence. Beautiful. After your rounds of breathing, we'll just come on to our bums into boat pose. Sitting on your sits bones, creating a long spine. Bringing those legs up, pointing the toes. I can't straighten my legs quite so, but if you can, that's beautiful. Both are beautiful. Great, so we'll inhale here to bring the arms up and straighten the legs, and exhaling to come back. If you fall, that's okay. Inhaling to straighten and exhaling into boat, tucking in, strengthening that core. Inhaling and exhaling, beautiful, keeping that back nice and straight. One more round dynamically. Focusing on your Ujjayi breath. And we'll stay now statically for 4 Ujjayi breathings. Here, I don't want you to give up on yourself, so if you need to, you can support by holding on the back of your legs. But don't drop your feet. You got this. Bringing your awareness to your breath. Inhaling for love and exhaling for strength. One last breath, you got this. Inhaling and exhaling, we can release the posture. Oh, good job. I'm so proud. Just giving yourself a nice hug of gratitude for a brief moment. Feels so wonderful to accomplish something and not give up. So I'm glad that you stuck in there with me. We'll bring our backs down onto the mat now as we set up for bridge pose, and we'll enter into an inversion afterwards. Bringing the heels to your fingertips. Beautiful. Keeping your legs parallel and kind of pushing together by engaging the feet. As we inhale, we'll lift the hips off of the mat, pushing them towards the sky, and exhaling, slowly lowering the hips back down and rooting them back into the earth. Keeping the gaze up to the sky, or you can even close your eyes. Beautiful. Exhaling to lower down vertebra by vertebra. Continuing dynamically 2 more times with your breath pace. Allowing the breath again to be guiding your movement. Being that you only move when your breath is moving. And you pause when your breath pauses. Coming down to the earth one last time. And as we inhale now, rooting through the feet and pushing the hip bones up, we stay here statically for 4 Ujjayi breaths. If it feels good, you can roll your shoulders closer together and interlace your fingers behind you. Deeply inhaling Ujjayi to expand the chest, and exhaling for strength. Maybe you can push a little higher. One last round of breath, Ujjayi. as we exhale, releasing the hands and lowering the hips down vertebra by vertebra till we meet the ground again. We'll now begin to enter into our inversion. If you are really comfortable with shoulder stance or half shoulder stance, I welcome you to do that. But for this class, I will be just teaching Balasana. We inhale, we exhale, bringing the knees towards the chest. And exhaling, we lift the legs up and the hands behind the head. Exhaling, knees to chest. And inhaling to lift the legs up. Following your breath pace for 2 more rounds of breathing. Allowing your ujjayi to envelope your movements. Beautiful. We'll stay here now statically for 4 ujjayi breaths. Lifting the feet up, you might want to roll your ankles too if that feels good, you can, or your hands and your wrists. Deeply inhaling ujjayi, filling up the body, and exhaling ujjayi, releasing anything that doesn't serve you. One last round of breath. And as you exhale for the last time, bringing the hands back and tucking in the knees to the chest again. And you'll just stay here briefly. You can roll side to side if that feels good. Beautiful. Now roll over onto our bellies as we enter into Cobra here. Placing the hands underneath the shoulders, palms onto the mat. Lengthening the body, chin or chest can be on the mat here. And as we inhale, pushing the body up, keeping the pelvis on the mat. And the elbows bent. Exhaling, folding back down. Inhaling, ujjayi, bringing the gaze forward. And exhaling, ujjayi, to melt down. 2 more times dynamically, keeping the elbows bent. And following your breath pace. Inhaling to lengthen and exhaling to deepen. As we inhale now, we will stay here statically for 4 ujjayi breaths, keeping the gaze forward and the chin gently tucked. Bringing your awareness to your breath and finding strength in your ujjayi, your victorious breath. Pressing through the palms and the 10 toes. One last breath now. Inhaling deeply ujjayi and exhaling, we melt down. You can create a pillow with your hands and resting your forehead down. Just taking a moment here to integrate. We'll now roll over back onto our backs. Breathing here as we enter into our supine twist. Bringing the left leg up and connecting the left hand. Right hand comes out extended beside you. And as we exhale, we gently guide the leg over to the left side, keeping the shoulders on the mat and the hips straight. And as we inhale, we guide the leg back to center. And continuing now for 4 Ujjayi breaths. Allowing yourself to really feel into the body as your breath allows you to expand and strengthen. Noticing how that feels inside your body. As you inhale and come back to center, we'll now enter dynamically on our exhale. And if it feels good, you can bring your gaze over to your left hand, your right hand. And just begin to center your awareness again around your breath. Noticing how your body feels as you enter into your follicular phase and bringing your awareness to the new energy that you're starting to obtain. One last round of breath. And as we inhale, slowly guiding your gaze and your leg back to center and releasing the twist. Doing the same now on the other opposite side. So extending your left leg out, right hand to left knee. Inhaling at center. And exhaling, guiding your leg over to your right side and keeping both your shoulder blades on the mat and the hips straight. Inhaling back to center, continuing dynamically for 3 more breathings. Using your hand as a guide and not applying any pressure or force into the body. Inhaling one last time, and on exhale we stay here now statically for 4 Ujjayi breaths. Bringing your gaze over to your left side if that feels good in your neck. Inhaling to lengthen. And exhaling to deepen the twist. 2 more rounds of breath. Keeping your awareness centered with that ocean sound. And as we inhale, bringing the leg gently back to center, slowly releasing down, and exiting the posture. Taking a breath here. And we'll slowly push up into our forward fold as we wind down from the practice. Removing the flesh from your sit bones, creating a nice long spine, shoulders back, feet engaged. They can be straight or a little bit bent. Both are beautiful. Inhaling to rise the arms up, and exhaling, hinging from the hips, keeping a straight spine, and lowering the hands and the head down wherever they lie. Inhaling to come up and continuing at your own breath pace, dynamically, for 2 more rounds of breathing. Inhaling to extend and expand, and exhaling as we tuck in the belly and create space to hinge forward. Inhaling to rise one last time, and as we exhale now, we'll enter into our static hold, creating space between the ears and the shoulders. And allowing yourself to imagine the energy circulating up through your roots to your crown, out your hands, back in through your feet, down your legs, and back to your root. Two more rounds of breathing. And on your last inhale, we will slowly rise back up, exhaling to lower the hands down, straightening the legs if they're not already. We'll now lower the upper body down onto the mat for our final relaxation. Getting yourself comfortable, laying on your mat as we set up for stillness. Bringing the feet hip-width distance apart, palms beside you facing up to the sky. And I will now guide you through a final relaxation, keeping your body fully still, giving yourself permission to do so. Bringing your awareness to your left foot and relaxing your foot into your lower leg, relaxing your lower leg into your upper leg, relaxing your whole leg into your whole being, bringing your awareness to your right foot, and relaxing your right foot into your lower leg, relaxing your lower leg into your upper leg, and relaxing your upper leg into your whole being, bringing your awareness to your left hand, relaxing your hand into your forearm, relaxing your forearm into your upper arm, and relaxing your whole arm into your whole being, bringing your awareness now to your right hand, relaxing your right hand into your forearm, relaxing your forearm into your upper arm, relaxing your whole arm into your whole being, bringing your awareness down to your glutes and relaxing your glutes into the mat and allowing your pelvis to relax and just sink down. Relaxing your core, your abdomens, relaxing your chest and your shoulders, relaxing your neck, and gently relaxing your lips. Relaxing your tongue down from the roof of your mouth. Relaxing your cheeks away from your eyes. Relaxing your eyebrows. And allowing your whole body, your whole being, to just melt and surrender into the mat as we enter in our silence and stillness. Slowly now, bringing the awareness back into your body, making small, gentle movements. Slowly bringing yourself back into this space and making any movements that you feel called to. Maybe a hug, maybe a stretch, or tuning the head side to side. Allowing yourself to listen to your body's desires. And when you're ready, slowly rolling over onto your right side into fetal position. Resting here for a brief moment as we integrate today's practice into the body. And when you're ready, slowly mindfully pushing the body back into your seated position. When you find yourself there, lengthening the spine again and rolling the shoulders back. We'll place a hand now on our heart and a hand on our womb as we return to our Ujjayi breath for 6 breathings. Inhaling Ujjayi, pause. Exhaling Ujjayi, pause. 5 more times at your own pace. Slowly returning to your natural breath, lowering the hands down, entering into your own silence once again. Bringing the hands to heart center. Remembering your intention that you set for today and bowing in honor. Bringing the gaze back up, slowly fluttering your eyes open with a soft smile. Giving yourself gratitude and love for showing up today on this mat and returning home to your body. And remembering that you always have your breath on and off the mat. Namaste.